guys, Gosei here. Now, I know that a lot of people are expecting when's the next part of the anime Gosei to come out. Now, for the time being, right now, I'm still technically stuck in quarantine with a bunch of other drama that I want to get into right now at the moment. I don't have any freedom liberty to record outside at the moment, especially with the temperatures rising up as well, so I figured I might as well do some other things for the channel since a lot of you guys have been waiting for a new video lately. So, yeah, welcome to a new series where I talk about content that I have lying around my room, and what I mean by content is basically, well, DVDs. So right here I have with me is the complete series collection of Ninpuu Sentai Hurricanger from the Super Sentai DVD collection lineup from Shout Factory, with given permission from Toei to sub and release their Super Sentai series throughout America. Unfortunately, though, this was the last Sentai DVD release that they did. It's been about 2 years since since we've gotten anything. At the moment, right now, they are streaming Kamen Rider Kuga, Kamen Rider Ichigo, basically Tokusatsu as it is on their Tokusatsu streaming platform, which is Tokushoutsu, or in this case Tokushitsu, since, well, there's drama surrounding that. I do not want to get into it in this video since I strictly want to keep this strictly about this at the moment. So, welcome to a brand new series that I like to call Gosei Green 1290 Views. Now, before I continue on, I just want to say one thing and one thing only. I have not finished Hurricanger at the time of this recording. I've only gotten to 14 episodes in total with this series. And right now I'm about to start disc 3, but I figured I might as well start giving my personal thoughts on this right now before I do a full-on series review, depending on whenever that will be. So, for those of you who don't know, Hurricanger is the 26th Super Sentai season to come out of the Super Sentai mantle, and it is the first season to be completely made and funded by Disney, as Disney bought the rights to Power Rangers and the Saban Company way back in 2003. So, Power Rangers Ninja Storm was created from Ninpuu Sentai Hurricanger. While I would like to talk about Ninja Storm in this series, unfortunately I do not have the series on hand, so I figured I might as well talk about its mother series, Hurricanger, and give my personal thoughts on it. Now, the series begins in a ninja school known as the Hayate Ninja School. In this case, wind, since Hayate means wind in Japanese kanji. But basically, it starts off with the main three characters, Yosuke, Kota, and Nanami. And basically, they are, well, basically just your average kids that want to live a normal life, since they don't really like being a part of the ninja school anymore, since their sensei keeps pounding on them for basically just wanting to be themselves for the moment. During all this, though, one of the head mentors, Nomi, the daughter of the sensei Hayate, finds a mysterious centipede in a cave 2 months prior to the series' initial beginnings. While this is a little bit weird, since the way that they executed it in the first episode was a little bit out of the ordinary, since it just showed her finding the transporter and then it automatically just fast forward 2 months later to the first 3 ninjas of the series, we do get the introduction of the Jack Conjurer. Now, the Jack Conjurer are a ninja alien space race, which basically wanted to conquer multiple planets, and they want to conquer Earth to be a part of their next little game or whatever. Now, personally, the way that they handle the villains here, different from Ninja Storm, is that they treat this whole entire thing like a game. The two main generals, which are named Spheres in this season, Uchuzubo and the Knight, are basically doing 2 different ways. Chuzubo is hiring alien ninjas, while the other guy is making robots and puppets and such. So there's two different ways that they can fight the monsters, but it's all in the same clan for the most part. And they're trying to find it at the moment. Now, bear in mind, I'm only on the first 14 episodes of the series, so I'm only going to be talking about the origins and basically where they're going on forward. Now, like in Ninja Storm, the Academy is berated and invaded by the Jack Conjurer and is taken away. But before the sensei can be taken away, he casts a spell on himself to turn himself into a hamster. However, this is something completely different from the original Ninja Storm source materials. For one, the sensei can actually change his form into forms of animals. We see in the beginning of the series that he transforms into a falcon, and then we see later in the series that he transforms into a hamster to save himself. Now, the only reason why he can't turn back is because he accidentally muttered the spell in a wrong way, so therefore he's stuck as a hamster until he can get the spell working again. It's also in episode 2 that he explains that he only got to talk again because the spell was only temporary for his vocal cords, but unfortunately, though, the spell did not work for his whole entire body, so it's a slow process for him to return to normal. Now Yosuke, Kota, and Nanami witness their school being completely destroyed, and they basically blame themselves for this, considering the fact that they thought that they could stop it since they weren't there in time. They run into the Jakanja and they get defeated, and they meet up with Onami, and they're given the Hurricane Gyros, saying that they need to become the Hurricanger, an ancient warriors that could save them from the Jakanja. At first glance, now in the first episode, they managed to handle things pretty well. They managed to hold off on their own with the weapons, the gliders, the swords, everything else in between. However, in the next episode, it seems that Koto and Nanami want to live a normal life, while Yosuke is still keeping on with his traditions of being a ninja and being a Hurricanger to protect the universe. Now, bear in mind, this is the thing that bothers me a little bit about the characters. One minute they're acting all serious, the next minute they're acting all goofy, and then the next minute they're all in the same boat. Their characters in every episode either change drastically or they don't change at all and they act completely the same. Sometimes their character motivations are backwards. Kota in one episode is completely cautious of it, the next episode is completely reckless, and then in the other episode he's cautious again. The character developments are completely backwards sometimes throughout these episodes. Personally, I don't really mind it too much, but it's a minor nitpick that I really don't feel like it's necessary for characters to continue to switch characters. Especially Yosuke. Yosuke right now, as I'm watching this, isn't proving to be a better successor than Shishi from Gao Ranger. Now the first initial arc begins when the Thunder Rangers come in, or in this case the Go Riders, because the Go Riders are actually from the neighboring school, the Zakuji. I'm sorry if I'm butchering any of these names, by the way. I am not an expert on these things. I'm not an expert on pronouncing any of these names. But basically, the Thunder Rangers here, Kabuto Ranger and Kawaga Ranger, basically, they're out to find it. And when the Hurricangers ask what it is, they basically scold them, saying that they're not proper ninjas or proper warriors since they don't even know what they're fighting for. And the Jakanja are also looking for it. So it's natural that the Go Riders try to convince the Jakanjers to team up so that way they can find it. But the Go Riders have a completely different reason. Because their powers were originally sealed away by their school since they were too evil or too dark. So when the Go Riders actually find the Morphers, they actually use them to defend their planet, but also for complete power to become the ultimate ninjas in all the galaxy. It's a completely different character motive from Ninja Storm, because in Ninja Storm, Blake and Hunter are trying to avenge their parents' death, and they think that the Wind Ninja Academy is eerily responsible for it, since Lothar is the brother of the sensei. But in this series, they just want to become the best ninjas in the universe. It's a little bit weird, the reasoning, when they first introduce themselves, but I'm pretty sure as I continue on with the series, they'll change their characters, because they do end up becoming the good guys later on. But for right now, though, I don't really know what their character motivation really is at the moment, aside from becoming the best ninjas in the universe and forgetting to protect the Earth, really. Because they do have the same mecha system as the Hurricangers. They have Go Raijin, they have the Kakuri balls, they have the same technology. They steal the Kakure technology as well. Now, personally, there are a lot of filler episodes in this season. Episode 3, Episode 6, Episode 9, and Episode 12, in my opinion, are really, really bad filler. In one episode, Nami is trying to become a music idol, and they go to a music studio a TV studio to try to defend them from incoming Jakanja, but instead they get caught up in a music career. The thing that bothers me, though, with this episode is that Yosuke and Kota are completely blinded to the fact that that the music is actually behind the whole Jakanja thing, because the microphone in that episode is actually the Jakanja, and only Nanami is the only one who actually notices this when it's too late. Meanwhile, the other two are just bumbling idiots. In the other episodes, we also do get to see some interesting character development. We see that Kota actually has a sister that he abandoned, considering the fact that he had to go to the Ninja Academy, but is also highly cautious of everything because one time when they were kids, she got hurt, but she blames herself and not Kota. So therefore, he decides to take risks every now and then, but is still cautious of the plans. Yosuke, however, is a hot-boiled blooded idiot in some episodes. In other episodes, he's a good leader, but in the rest of the episodes that I've seen, he's reckless, really. It's a common trend in modern Sentais where the Red Ranger is often the hot-headed, reckless idiot, but quickly turns to be a good leader in the later seasons. In the later episodes of the season. But in this season, he just starts off the way he is right off the bat. Don't get me wrong, in episode 2, he has good morals as a leader, but in the next few episodes, he completely changes character. In one episode, he's basically trying to get a wedding ring for somebody that he's running a cake shop with, because he's trying to get married with a homemade ring. And he says that a man's life will change when he marries a woman. So he's trying to get the ring back to help him with his manhood. But in the following episode, he turns into a kid again and acts like a kid. I get it. This is the next Ninja Sentai season, but you're completely going backwards with your character development, Toei. But yeah, so far I'm a little bit mixed on the episodes that I've seen so far. I do like the Go-Riders, and I do like the character moments that they have between the three Hurricangers, and the overall feud between the Go-Riders and the Hurricangers. I think my favorite character right now is Ouroboros and Kota, the Yellow Ranger, because, they're basically the smart ones in the team. While most Yellow Rangers are the gutsy kinds, or the ones that carry the brute strength, Kota here is actually thinking out his situations as the battle is going on. Like, he's often telling the others, let's think about this before we actually attack, because we can't just blindly attack, otherwise we're going to get our asses handed to them. There was even an episode dedicated to this in the first 10. But again, I only just started the first half of the season, so hopefully the writing will change later on as it continues to grow on. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I know that this has probably been a pointless ramble for most of you, and you probably skipped this video, but for those of you who stayed to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to see more content like this on Gosei Green Told 90 Views, I will be happy to talk about Hurricanger again as I continue on with the series. I would love to do that, especially give a full-on series thoughts of it when I fully finish it and give my personal thoughts on it and everything. So, if you guys have any other recommendations of what I should watch, say do a 1290 episodes on Gal Ranger, I'm happy to do that because I love this season. Or a full-on series review of Jetman because I also love this season. Feel free to tell me about it in the comments below. And with that being said, I am Gosei Green Told 90, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. This is the video